What's good? It's Wood. Kanye West just pulled out of Coachella. Reportedly, it has to do with the ongoing divorce battle and child custody battle. Basically, everything relationship based that he's been going through. But yeah, he just pulled out of Coachella. He was set to be the headliner of the third night of the Sunday. And I'm just wondering, one, how is Coachella going to handle this in terms of, think about it. If you bought tickets to this concert, or this festival, it probably was largely for many people because Kanye West was going to be featured there. I mean, he is one of the people who justifies the price of Coachella tickets. Those things ain't cheap. And yes, they still have Billie Eilish headlining one night and Harry Styles headlining on Friday. So, I mean, it's a stacked lineup, no doubt. But, I mean, damn, you go from having Kanye West on your festival to not having Kanye West on your... That's a big deal. And so, from a Kanye standpoint, I mean, damn, can things get... Yes, they can get much worse. They absolutely can get much worse. But he ended up not performing at the Grammys. He won a couple of awards. They still had him winning like the rap-based awards. He still hasn't won a album of the year. He's been nominated multiple times, but hasn't won for album of the year. But he did win like rap performance of the year, or at least melodic rap performance with the song with The Weeknd from Donda. And then Jail, his song with Jay-Z, won for best rap performance. So he won a lot of the genre-based awards, or a couple of the genre-based awards, but none of the cross-genre major awards. But yeah, he is not going to be participating, apparently, reportedly, at Coachella. He was also supposed to bring Travis Scott out, so that's not going to happen. So I'm wondering who Coachella is going to replace Kanye West with as the third headliner here. And I'm looking at the lineup, and I mean, the next biggest name on the lineup, at least for Sunday, is Doja Cat, but she doesn't have the catalog to justify being a headliner at Coachella at this point. I mean, her career has certainly taken the hell off. I mean, I used to manage like these warehouse spaces in LA, and she would make multiple appearances at these Ham on Everything events that we were hosting. This was in like South Central LA on like Manchester and Broadway, these huge warehouse spaces. Doja Cat was on the come up. This was just a few years ago. And to see what her career has developed into, it's been pretty astounding. But if you look elsewhere, well, you also have Run the Jewels, who's on that second line on the bill. But if you look at like other days, you have, and by the way, Run the Jewels have had several super critically acclaimed albums. Then if you get into like LPs, he's from a group called Company Flow. And if you get into LP solo work and the stuff with Company Flow, and then you get into like Killer Mike's stuff, maybe you could justify having them headline the show. But if you look outside of Sunday, because I don't see too many other acts that can replace Kanye West. I mean, Doja Cat, Run the Jewels, Jamie XX, I don't see it. So then if you go to Saturday, you've got, Flume, Megan Thee Stallion, Disclosure, 21 Savage, Danny Elfman. I don't see them like being the headliner of the night. And I don't know what the logistics would involve moving them from like one day, Saturday, to then Sunday. I don't know what their travel arrangements were or what their schedules are. And then on Friday, you had Harry Styles being the headliner. But then under that, you've got Lil Baby, Daniel Caesar, Phoebe Bridgers, Big Sean, Baby Keem. Who out of them do you, maybe Lil Baby, move him from Friday to Sunday perhaps? If they're not already somebody who's participating at Coachella, do they call up somebody totally out of the blue who's not currently even on the festival lineup to perform? Back in the day, like you could actually get like a Stevie Wonder to like just pop up at an event. I used to go to like the 92.3 The Beat Summer Jams, where Stevie Wonder would be like the unannounced guest, but then would end up playing for like an hour. So, somebody like that would come in handy here. I just don't know where you go in trying to replace somebody the stature of Kanye West, because you're not going to be able to pull somebody and get equal value. Just given, Kanye West's, his catalog, the fact that he is notably a game changer when it comes to live performance. I mean, the Glow in the Dark tour was one of the most iconic tours of the past like decade or so. shoot, that might have even been more than a decade ago. Like the past 15 years or so, Kanye West has had multiple tours that changed the game, but you see that his life events have started to impact his career in more recent years. Like when he did the Life of Pablo tour, that's the one where he had to pull out of the tour to check into like mental health rehab. And so, given his online social media behavior in the wake of his divorce to Kim Kardashian, like you've seen how he's handled his opinions of, Pete Davidson or just anybody who's got anything to say about the situation. We saw him go at Trevor Noah. We saw him with these cryptic messages. But when he goes hard on social media, he'll start just administering like an onslaught of posts on Instagram. That's been his weapon of choice lately. Before that, we had seen him do something similar on Twitter. And yes, some of the posts, I believe, were blown out of proportion. Like he had a pretty good poem called Dead. And then people are saying, is he like suicidal? But no, look at his poem called Dead. It was actually pretty profound. But yeah, it has been super concerning that his behavior has devolved into what it's become, especially because his, kids are involved in this kind of tug of war between him and Kim Kardashian. So yeah, you don't want that. And, he was knocked off of the Grammy performance list because of this behavior. Now, he did drop a very good album, Donda, a year and a half ago or a year ago, but that really shouldn't matter at this point when you see how he is airing out his laundry and how he's kind of stressing the lives of the people in his orbit, his family members and friends, how they are all getting drawn into his drama. And it should also be noted that his last rollout of this Donda tour, along with this like stem player that he got people to pay like $200 for, to have the rights to be able to like take the stem files and make your own production around these stem files. With stem files is like the individual pieces of a produced track. So, he issued out this stem player at the same time premiering Donda 2 via a streamed live performance where he performed a lot of Donda 1 and Donda 2, ended up throwing the microphone. It was a lot of like technical difficulties, but it was weird. It was a little bit haphazard, but I mean, hasn't a lot of Kanye West's recent productions been a little bit, some of it half-baked, some of it's magnificent, and some of his songs and albums have been magnificent. I thought Donda was a very good album, but, with a lot of the Sunday service pop-up style performances, you just don't always know what you're going to get with Kanye West in terms of the level of quality. And Donda 2 is one of the rare cases where critics and the public are basically saying, yeah, this wasn't very good at all, to where you saw like him get terrible reviews for Donda 2, to where I don't even know if that's gonna stick as his official album. But it was pretty panned. It was not well received. It was kind of thought to be half-baked based on what the listeners were hearing. So this is a case where the interpersonal conflict of Kanye West is actually perfecting his professional life now. And now he is pulling out of Coachella. And I wonder like how they are going to handle this, they being Coachella. Are they going to give like some sort of a proportionate refund to the concert goers? Are they going to replace them outright and elevate somebody like Doja Cat to the top of the bill? Are they going to move somebody from Friday or Saturday to the top of the Sunday lineup? We'll see how they handle this, but it is not looking good right now for Coachella. I'm sure that they're scrambling, trying to figure out how to handle and manage this situation. And then if you're Kanye West or you're among those who love Kanye West, you really do hope, and you could only hope, that he is getting the professional care and the time away that he needs to really sort his turmoil out. Like, I don't know what's going to result of his personal life, of his relationships in this case, of his ability to be an effective and healthy father figure to his kids. I'm not speaking about how he takes care of his kids, but all I'm saying is, from an outsider looking in, that is messy what he is doing in the wake of the divorce on social media, and how he is dragging everybody in the public eye along with him. So we'll see how this all plays out. But yeah, it's not looking great right now if you're on the Coachella side or on the Kanye West side. But, you know, maybe him not performing at Coachella is for the best. But yeah, let me know what you think about this recent news and how you think Coachella is going to manage the situation, because I'd imagine they have a whole bunch of pissed off ticket purchasers. Like, these are not cheap tickets. And Coachella has kind of elevated to, I would say, leapfrog the other major festivals worldwide, the Glastonburys, the Bonnaroos, you name it. Is Coachella now the #1 festival in the world? I would argue that it probably is. But yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you love music like I do. I'm Woog. Thanks for tuning in.